When you hear the phrase "the boys in blue," you probably picture a police officer. The name comes from the traditional blue uniforms they have worn for a very long time. This color has become a symbol of law and order, a sign that help is nearby. But these men and women are much more than just the dark blue fabric they wear. They are our neighbors, our friends, and the guardians of our communities. They are the people who run toward danger when everyone else is running away. Their job is a promise, a commitment to protect and serve the public, no matter what challenges the day might bring. They are the thin blue line between chaos and order. The uniform itself carries a heavy weight of responsibility. It represents authority, but it also represents trust and safety. When people see that badge and uniform, they expect fairness, help, and courage. The officers who wear it come from all walks of life, each with their own families and their own stories. They are mothers, fathers, sons, and daughters who have chosen a difficult and often thankless profession. They do it because they believe in making a difference, in keeping their towns and cities safe for everyone. The blue uniform is a symbol that unites them in this shared and vital mission. Police officers are the frontline responders in our society. They are the first ones to arrive at the scene of an accident, a fire, or a crime. Their role is incredibly diverse, changing from one moment to the next. One minute they might be helping an elderly person who has fallen, and the next, they could be pursuing a dangerous suspect. They are trained to handle a wide range of situations, from simple traffic violations to life-threatening emergencies. This requires a unique combination of bravery, quick thinking, and compassion. Their presence alone can often prevent crime and make people feel more secure in their own homes and neighborhoods. The idea of the boys in blue is about a team, a brotherhood and sisterhood of officers who rely on each other for support. On the streets, they are partners, watching each other's backs and working together to solve problems. This bond is forged through shared experiences, intense training, and the daily pressures of the job. They understand the risks they face together, and this creates a deep sense of loyalty and camaraderie. They are a family in blue, dedicated to a common purpose, protecting the communities they have sworn to serve, day in and day out, through sunshine and through storm. A police officer's day rarely follows a predictable script. It begins long before they hit the streets, with a briefing at the station. Here they learn about recent events, potential dangers, and specific areas that need attention. They check their equipment, their radio, their vehicle, and their protective gear, ensuring everything is ready for whatever might come their way. Once they are out on patrol, their duties can shift in an instant. They might spend the morning patrolling residential areas, their presence a quiet reassurance to the people living there. They watch for anything out of the ordinary, from a suspicious vehicle to an open garage door. Their responsibilities are vast and varied. An officer might be called to mediate a dispute between neighbors arguing over a fence. This requires patience and strong communication skills, helping people find a peaceful resolution. A short while later, that same officer might have to respond to a report of a shoplifter. This involves a different set of skills: quick assessment of the situation, careful apprehension of the suspect, and detailed paperwork to document the incident. They are problem solvers, counselors, and enforcers all rolled into one, constantly adapting to the needs of the community they serve. They are the jack of all trades of public service. Traffic duty is another fundamental part of their job. This isn't just about writing tickets. It's about keeping the roads safe for everyone. They manage traffic at accident scenes, ensuring other drivers stay safe and that emergency vehicles can get through. They look for drivers who are impaired or driving recklessly, stopping them before they can cause a tragic accident. An officer pulling someone over for speeding might be preventing a future collision down the road. This work saves lives every single day, even if it's not always seen as the most glamorous part of policing. It is a constant, steady effort to maintain order on our busy streets. Beyond responding to calls, officers engage in community policing. This means building relationships with the people they protect. They might stop to chat with local business owners, visit schools to talk to children about safety, or attend neighborhood meetings to listen to residents' concerns. By building trust, they make their job more effective. People are more likely to report crimes and cooperate with investigations when they know and trust their local officers. A day in the life of an officer is a complex balance of enforcement, prevention, and human connection, all aimed at fostering a safer environment for all. It was a cold, grey afternoon when the call came over Officer Miller's radio. A 5-year-old boy named Leo had wandered away from a local park. Panic was setting in for his mother, and the temperature was starting to drop. Officer Miller knew that in situations like this, time was the enemy. He immediately drove to the park, his mind racing through all the possibilities. He remembered the small creek that ran behind the playground and the dense woods that bordered the neighborhood. He spoke calmly to the distraught mother, reassuring her that he and his fellow officers would do everything they could to find her son. Officer Miller began his search methodically. He started with the playground, checking under the slides and inside the colorful plastic tunnels, calling Leo's name. Other officers arrived and began fanning out, creating a grid to cover the entire area. He spoke with other parents at the park, asking if they had seen a little boy in a red jacket. One person remembered seeing a small child heading toward the old walking trail that led into the woods. With that small piece of information, Officer Miller knew where he had to focus his efforts. He headed toward the trailhead, his footsteps quickening with a renewed sense of urgency. As he ventured deeper into the woods, the sounds of the city faded away, replaced by the rustling of leaves and the chirping of birds. He called out Leo's name every few seconds, his voice echoing through the quiet trees. He scanned the underbrush, looking for any sign of a small figure or a flash of red. After nearly 30 minutes of searching, he heard a faint sound. It was a soft cry, almost lost in the wind. He followed the sound, his heart pounding in his chest. There, huddled at the base of a large oak tree, was Leo, crying softly, his red jacket soaked with a light drizzle. Officer Miller approached slowly, not wanting to frighten the boy. He knelt down and spoke in a gentle voice. "Hey there, Leo. I'm Officer Miller. I've been looking for you. Your mom is very worried." The boy looked up, his eyes wide with fear and relief. Officer Miller took off his own warm police jacket and wrapped it around the shivering child. He picked him up and carried him back out of the woods, speaking to him in a soothing tone the entire way. The reunion with his mother was emotional, filled with tears and gratitude. For Officer Miller, it wasn't about being a hero. It was simply another day on the job, another chance to help someone in their moment of need. The job of a police officer is filled with challenges that most people will never have to face. Every day, they walk into unpredictable and often dangerous situations. They must make split-second decisions that could mean the difference between life and death for themselves or for others. This constant state of high alert takes a significant mental and emotional toll. The stress of the job is immense, stemming from the constant exposure to conflict, trauma, and human suffering. They see people on their worst days, and they carry the weight of those experiences with them long after their shift has ended. The physical dangers are also very real. Officers risk their lives every time they respond to a call. They face the threat of violence from armed individuals, intervene in volatile domestic disputes, and pursue dangerous criminals in high-speed chases. The risk of being injured or worse is a constant companion in their line of work. This is why their training is so rigorous and continuous. They must be prepared for any eventuality, ready to protect themselves and the public from harm. The badge they wear is not a shield from danger, but a symbol of their willingness to face it head-on for the sake of others. Beyond the immediate dangers, police officers work under intense public scrutiny. In the age of smartphones and social media, their every action can be recorded, shared, and judged by millions in an instant. While accountability is crucial, this constant pressure adds another layer of stress to an already demanding job. They must perform their duties flawlessly in chaotic environments, knowing that any mistake could be magnified and criticized. This requires an incredible level of professionalism, restraint, and mental fortitude. They must uphold the law fairly and impartially, while navigating complex social and political landscapes. For all these reasons, we should offer our respect and support to the boys in blue. They are ordinary people who have taken on an extraordinary responsibility. They are essential for maintaining peace and safety in our communities, providing a barrier against the chaos that could otherwise prevail. They are the ones who answer the call for help, no matter the time or the danger. Supporting them means recognizing the sacrifices they make and appreciating the difficult work they do. It means building positive relationships and working together to create safer neighborhoods for everyone. Their commitment deserves our gratitude and our unwavering support.